A HUD-VASH coordinator in Central Oregon identifies and assists homeless veterans in seeking out and securing stable housing. That may involve helping them overcome all the obstacles that have kept them from securing stable housing, such as health obstacles, legal, financial, etc.
I grew up in Santa Monica, California. I moved to the San Fernando Valley when I was 10, and then in '69 my mother died and my household fell apart. So I was kind of on the streets back then, and my friend's parents had taken me in, and we were teenagers, so we were getting in trouble. And I ended up in juvenile hall, and then my dad came there and said, "I'll get you out if you go in the military." So he signed for me to go in the military. And I went into the Navy, and they sent me to a school for typing, and I didn't want anything to do with office work, so they stuck me on a ship, and I learned to paint. My Navy experience was pretty fun because I was 17 and I was going overseas to Europe, and I saw a lot of nice places. After I got out of the Navy in 1972, I was so fed up with California, I moved to Oregon, me and my same friend whose parents took us in. Portland was a good place. In '73, I took the apprenticeship program through the VA, paid for it. And in 1982, I got married, and up to '82 from '87, I had drug issues because I worked for a paint company where a lot of stuff was going on, and I got roped into that. And it broke up my marriage, and I was bouncing around from friend's house to friend's house, and drugs were becoming a real big issue, and I ran out of companies to work for, so I tried Bend. I moved to Bend in 2000, and continued couch surfing, staying with friends, working here and there to support my habits, and just life wasn't very good. In 2009, I had enough with the drug issues and it was taking a toll on my health. So I went to Medford for a VA rehab inpatient program.
SUDS, or Substance Use Disorder programs in Oregon run by the VA, are conducted in Portland, Roseburg, and White City. Those include inpatient and outpatient programs that are designed to assist veterans in overcoming their addictions, whatever those may be.
I stayed there for a year, got all healthy, and took a lot of drug classes. And in 2010, I graduated and came back to Bend and ended up at the Bethlehem Inn for about 6 weeks until a VA guy showed up and offered me a bed at the Home of the Brave.
Home of the Brave is a 6-bed male transitional housing program here in Bend. It's currently run by COVO. It's a grant that is awarded to COVO. They provide veterans with on-site case management. The goal is to transition those veterans to either HUD-VASH long-term housing or to their own housing.
While I was at the Home of the Brave, a woman from Portland came down from the VA and gave us all VASH house vouchers that allowed us to go find our own places to live.
A VASH voucher, VA Supportive Housing, is a voucher that is a partnership between the VA and HUD, which assists the veteran with their rent. The veteran receives assistance based on their income and eligibility for VA healthcare.
Once I had the VASH voucher, I got my own place, and it allowed me to be responsible, use the tools I learned in rehab, pay my own bills, pay my own way, and function as a normal person. The VASH voucher hooked me up with HousingWorks. And I was introduced to Kelly Fisher, who showed me other programs I could take.
HousingWorks has a program called PATHWorks that's available for our voucher participants, whether they're VASH voucher or the regular Housing Choice voucher participants. On this program, they get to develop goals, and they have about 5 years to complete those goals, and it can be anything around completing education, improving their credit, improving their income, and even buying a house.
When Kelly said I could buy a home, I wasn't quite sure I could do that. Then I went through the programs they offered me, and they got my credit straightened out. I learned how to save my money and just pay my bills, be responsible, and put in effort, take all the classes that were offered to me.
I really enjoyed working with Jim on the PATHWorks program. He was pretty determined that he wanted to become a homeowner, and he was willing to do the hard work that it was going to take to do that. So during his participation on the PATHWorks program with HousingWorks, Jim completed the home buying class, he did financial literacy classes, He worked really hard on getting his credit score improved. He also saved money in the VIDA, the individual development account, and got a 3-to-1 match on his money, which he can use towards his down payment and closing costs on purchasing his own home.
When the time came for me to buy a home, and I went down to meet all the people at the mortgage company and signed the home ownership, I was amazed. I'm so grateful for all the help I've gotten through all these programs.
If a veteran's willing to put in the time and the effort into the program, the supports are there to help a veteran be successful. The program does work.
I am so grateful for all the opportunities that were given to me once I left rehab. Everything has been good, and life's good.